female track and field athlete from Oregon made national headlines not for the medal she won, but for a stand she took. At a track and field competition, high school senior Alexa Anderson chose to quietly step off the podium rather than stand next to a male athlete competing in the girls' division. Now, her silent protest has become the center of a major lawsuit defending her First Amendment rights. Today, we're joined by someone who knows this case inside and out. Leigh Ann O'Neill, Chief of Staff for the Center for Litigation and Senior Legal Strategy Attorney at the America First Policy Institute, and the attorney representing high school female athlete Alexa Anderson. Welcome, Leigh Ann. We are so excited to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Most lawsuits over fairness in women's sports, many of us automatically think about Title IX, but this lawsuit is pretty special. It's important to note that this lawsuit filed by the America First Policy Institute on behalf of Alexa Anderson, it's actually a First Amendment lawsuit, not a Title IX lawsuit. Can you let our viewers know why is that?
That's right. So it's a great question. America First Policy Institute decided to take a multiple lawsuit approach here in Oregon because there were so many violations that were compelling that we felt it made most sense to break them into two different lawsuits. So you're right, exactly right. When a state policy allows males to compete in sporting categories designated for girls only, that is a clear Title IX violation when that's done by entities receiving federal funding. And we brought a lawsuit specifically on that point earlier in July. With respect to the lawsuit involving Alexa and also Reese Eckert, the other plaintiff in that lawsuit, that is directly pointed at bringing justice for them because their First Amendment rights were violated. So it's all kind of wrapped into a package set of facts. But this lawsuit is special because it really just hones in on the First Amendment violation.
Absolutely. For our betters to understand exactly what that means, how were Alexa's First Amendment rights violated, and what sort of pushback did she face when she took her step off of that podium?
So Alexa doesn't agree that males should be allowed to participate in sporting categories designated for girls only. And so she decided to express her viewpoint on that issue, which is of public importance and interest, by stepping off the podium and refusing to participate in the medal ceremony. The officials, the OSAA, the Oregon School Activities Association officials, did not allow her to express her viewpoint. They told her she had to step out of the way. She could not participate in the photos being taken. She still has not been given her medal that she earned that day. So that is a clear indication that the expression and the viewpoint that Alexa chose that day was not consistent with what Oregon state policy calls for. Oregon has decided that their viewpoint is the only one they are willing to tolerate. They were not willing to hear another viewpoint, and they actually retaliated against Alexa and Reese when they expressed their viewpoint. In America, we have a First Amendment right that allows us to disagree with our government. In this case specifically, Oregon has decided that its viewpoint is that males, if they self-identify as girls, can participate in girls' sports, and that is the only viewpoint that they are tolerating.
At Campus Reform, we've been reporting for over a decade on free speech issues, so we know this issue inside and out. Specifically, this lawsuit was filed against Oregon School Activities Association. What outcome are you hoping to see? What sort of legal ramifications could this specific association face?
It's really important that the court hands down a ruling that says, yes, this was in fact a violation of these First Amendment rights. It is hugely important to all Title IX concerns, really, where any individual right is at stake. If individuals don't have the ability to stand up and speak out and say, my rights are being violated, then it is impossible to protect those rights. That is how we would fall into a totalitarian regime. If the First Amendment is not there to protect us dissenting from the government's viewpoint, then we cannot protect our individual rights. So it is critical that the court comes back and agrees that this was a First Amendment violation, and they need to direct the OSAA to restore the medal to Alexa and Reese and make sure that they have enjoyed all of the same rights and freedoms that everyone else participating that day did as well.
I mean, the First Amendment right is first for a reason. It's definitely the most important. This case, what kind of precedent do you think that Alexa's case sets for other states and other athletic associations?
It's hugely important. I think that over the past few years, we've seen this horrendous and rapid trend toward the radical gender ideology that is telling girls to stay quiet, don't speak up when they see something they disagree with, don't speak up when you feel like you're in a hostile environment and being forced to change in front of a male or with a male, share a locker room and other intimate spaces. It's absolutely obscene that girls are being treated this way, and if it goes on where girls are being silenced by officials, by the elites in their own state, telling them your viewpoint does not matter, it cannot be tolerated, you are not allowed to speak it out loud, then these individual rights will not be protected. And it is critical that they are.
Absolutely. And the America First Policy Institute, as we briefly mentioned, is already challenging Oregon in a separate Title IX lawsuit over allowing males to compete in women's sports. And we've also seen the Department of Education, their Office for Civil Rights, has launched its own investigation following that initial complaint from AFPI. So, how do these legal battles work together? And what sort of bigger change do you hope to see from these battles that are working together?
Really, the goal is to not only enforce the Title IX rights that these girls are afforded, but also to bring pressure against these state organizations, the state departments of education, the governors who are actively defying Title IX. They are defying what this administration has said Title IX means, which, by the way, is what it has always meant. It protects women and men based on sex, right? It provides for distinctions between them. Those are immutable, they can't be changed, they are binary. And so having all of the action coming from the Department of Education as well, that investigation is critical. Secretary McMahon's leadership on this has been extraordinarily strong and consistent with President Trump's leadership. And they are putting girls first and making sure that their Title IX rights are protected.
Well, I have to ask the burning question, what's next for Alexa's case? And for other female athletes, maybe who are watching this, who might be facing similar situations, what's your personal advice to them?
My gosh, to be brave and courageous like all of these girls have. We have 5 plaintiffs in Oregon who have been very brave in standing up to these violations and standing up for what's right. And I just applaud Alexa and her ability to be, forward facing, speaking out on this and in the face of a lot of hate that they're taking. And I just really encourage girls across the country, do not allow yourself to be silenced. Do not allow your rights to be violated. You deserve sporting categories, intimate spaces that are just for you. That is what federal law guarantees you. And if you need help, reach out to America First Policy Institute, and that's what we're here to do.
Leigh Ann, thank you so much for giving us this inside look into Alexa's fight for free speech and the broader fight for fairness in women's sports. And for our viewers, cases like this aren't just happening in the headlines, they're actually happening on campuses, high schools, college campuses across the country. And at Campus Reform, we're tracking all the details. So check out campusreform.org for more exclusive coverage on this story and more.